Mercury, named after the Roman god, is the smallest planet in the solar system and the closest to the sun. This makes observations very difficult as it is lost in the sun's glare at least half of the time. It can be observed for only a brief period in the morning or early evening. Mercury is the fastest orbiting of all the planets, traveling around the sun in just 88 days. Mercury takes 0.65 Earth days to rotate once, but the sunrise to sunrise in 176 Earth days is so long. A day on Mercury is twice as long as a year is on Earth. Temperatures on Mercury range from negative 290 degrees Fahrenheit at night over 800 Fahrenheit degrees during the day, enough to melt lead. The crust on the mantle is largely rock, but the core is 75% of its diameter is solid iron. Mercury's dust surface is pocketed by craters made by small debris crashing into it with barely 20% of Earth's mass. Mercury is so small its gravity is too weak to hold onto a permanent of atmosphere. Mercury is so small that its core has cooled and solidified. As this happening, Mercury shrank, and its surface wrinkled like the skin of an old apple. Craters on Mercury are named after famous writers, artists, and musicians. This is a tiny planet with a very thin atmosphere and a solid core. Sunrise, sunset. If you could stand on the surface of Mercury in certain places, you would see the sun rise about halfway, then reverse and set, then rise again, all within the same day. Mercury's surface is wrinkled by long, low ridges, which probably formed at the core, cooled, and shrank. The largest feature on Mercury is a huge impact crater called Horus Basin, which is about 800 miles across and 1.2 miles deep. Amazing. Twice as during its orbit, Mercury gets very close to the sun's speed, up to much that the sun seems to go backwards in the sky. Mission to Mercury. Messenger is sent spacecraft to visit Mercury and first orbit the planet, launched in August 2004. It went into orbit around Mercury in March 2011 and has been sent back over 250,000 images covering the whole planet. Messenger spacecraft. The artist's impressions show that the Messenger spacecraft is close to Mercury. Its sunshade protects it from the intense heat of the sun, which is 11 times brighter at Mercury than Earth. From orbit, the craft studied and surface composition and even found water ice in depths of its craters where the sun never shines. Vocalism on Mercury. In this view, looking towards the edge of the planet is brighter yellow areas of volcanic vents that were ash and gas exploded beneath the surface. Unlike Earth's volcanoes, those on Mercury look irregular shaped craters. Ridge and craters. A dark ridge runs from the top to bottom of its image. It was probably formed when Mercury's core cooled and shrank, pushing one of the parts of the surface and over another. The crater on the left is 12.4 miles across. Blue Raid Crater. The crater in the middle of this image called Beck is 9 miles across. It is surrounded by rays of bluish material thrown outward, the impact of the space rock that formed the crater. New material has fallen across older craters nearby. Marine 10. Marine 10, launched in November 1973, was the first probe to visit Mercury. It flew 3 times and past Venus on its way, then past Mercury, then 3 times in 1974 and 1975. Each time the same side of the planet was facing the probe, so it sent back images of about half the moon's surface. These showed a surface very like the moon, pockmarked with craters. Fact file: diameter 3,037 miles. Mass 7.28 times 10, 23 times IBS. Time to spin once, 58.65 days. The average distance, 36 million miles from the sun, which is the average distance. Time for 188 days. Temperature average, 333 degrees Fahrenheit. Number of moons, 0. Ring system, no. All these facts were provided by the Encyclopedia of Knowledge. Subscribe and like, and keep watching.